Alright, so now I'm going to go over how to set up your map with all these pins, as well as your, it's the same map here, as well as just enlarge your map on the property post page. And it's the same map we use on our contact page as well. So let's dive into our property listings.html file. So it's all really easy to set everything up. So let's look at the HTML. So basically it's all generated right here under our div, and then this JavaScript places all the content into that div if you see this call. So if you wanted to adjust the height, we can look up this div on our style.css page, and you'll notice it's right here. Right here we have a height, and so if we wanted to change this height to 605, you can get a really large map. So that's how you adjust the map height. It's just simple CSS 101 right there. So I changed it back to get our normal map size. But let's get back to the code. So right here, you probably won't mess with this. This is just the Google Maps code. But what you will mess with is this JavaScript right here, and it's pretty self-explanatory if you look at our examples. We do have one longitude and latitude example. So if you had an address for some reason, let's say it was a new development or just for whatever reason isn't on the map, you can use longitude and latitude to map it. Other than that, just pretend it's Google Maps and just type the address in straight in. So for instance, we have our address right here, and this is our first marker, and it's all really simple. And then the title, it just needs to be a unique marker title. It doesn't need to be a new marker title. You just have a marker title. The icon is this house. So if you wanted to have half of these be houses, then half of them be gas stations or schools, you can do that. And then HTML right here is what is done in this pop-up. So if you wanted custom HTML in here, you can just type your own, or you can use our example that we have here. It's really up to you. One thing to note is you can't have any spaces. So if you see I have some space right here between our divs, just close those up. Sometimes it causes a JavaScript error because this is inside of some inline JavaScript. It doesn't like any HTML to have space. You probably won't have to worry about it. It's just something to note. If you add a bunch of custom HTML in here and you're like, hey, why is it broken? It's probably because you have some spaces between the code. Obviously the text can have spaces. It's just between code elements of HTML. So yeah, so then there's a couple other things to go over, such as right here there's a zoom map and then default address. So this is the address that the map is centered on. So when we refresh the page, it's centered on an address. So you can actually remove this if you want, and it'll do its best to center the map around the listings. It actually does a pretty good job. And then zoom is to zoom in or out on the map. So if I typed in 1, for instance, it will zoom way out of the map. If I tell to zoom in 25, it'll zoom way into the map. So you can just play around with that and zoom in and out of your map as you need. Then we have map type, which you can just have it be a road map or the satellite map. It's up to you as well. And then to add properties and such, you can just duplicate the address and then type in. So then we added another marker. So it's really easy to add or subtract markers, and there's no limit to how many markers you can have on a page. And what else should I go over? That should pretty much cover everything. In the documentation, we have a link to the script we're using for the Google Maps API, and that will give you some more options and information for if you want to customize it further. And I'll continue this video, so if you need more, have more questions, just keep going on this video.